What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to be running through a weekly outlook for the week coming up of November 10th to the 14th, 2025. Basically, I'm going to show you guys what I have marked out on my charts and just some potential scenarios that I'm looking at for the week coming up. If you guys want a link to the Discord, I'll have that in the pinned comment where I go and do pre-market analysis every single day, in-depth trade recaps. We do voice chat trading. We have live trading coming soon. So all that stuff. Link is in the pinned comment. And if you guys need a discount code or discount sign up link to Alpha Futures, link is in the pinned comment as well. You get 10% off or whatever the best discount is if you just use that sign up link. So that's all down there. We don't have much news this week coming up. We're going to get into that after, but I'm going to do the best I can to kind of show, give you guys my plan going forward for the week. So we're going to start at NQ, and then we're going to look at ES, and then we're going to go from there. So starting off on the higher time frame, obviously, so far we're about 8 days into November. And we have a bearish monthly candle printing right now. Obviously, we are in strong bullish order flow on the monthly. We still have that monthly FEG down here, but other than that, our monthly is still in strong bullish order flow for multiple months. We go down to the weekly, and this is where we start seeing a slight shift in the order flow. And if you guys watched my last weekly outlook, I said I wanted to see how price was going to react off of this weekly fair value gap. I said we would either see a bounce come into all of this because we had daily imbalances and a weekly imbalance all overlapping each other. If we came in, we'd see rejection and go higher, or if we inverse it, we could potentially look and seek lower. So regardless, our weekly still is technically in bullish order flow, but we barely had this inversion. If you guys can see, we just barely inversed it. So it's really hard to say. I prefer a cleaner inversion where if the body was closed a lot further down, but we're going to work with what we got. So basically still, our weekly is in bullish order flow technically until this weekly low is kind of broken below and closed below right here. But regardless, our weekly is in bullish order flow, but we did have a slight inversion to the downside. Now, going to the daily now, we are in bearish order flow. We had some inversions on the daily right here. As you can see, we inversed all this daily right here. We came back in and inversed it, and then we came to the downside. We ended up taking out those daily lows right there. So what I have marked on my charts, basically starting from the top, I have this all-time high obviously right here, which is also a strong weekly high. We have this previous week's high, which is this past week's high, and this previous week's low. I still have this weekly fair value gap marked out just as a visual to kind of see how it's reacting. You could label this obviously as the inverse now, a weekly IFEG, but again, I have the all-time high up here, previous week's high. We have the weekly fair value gap. We have the previous week's low. We have this weekly low down here. And then in the in-between, we also have this daily fair value gap right here, and then this daily low right here. But as you can see, weekly still technically in bullish order flow, just had a slight inversion to the downside, and the daily is shifting strong bearish as of right now. So now we're going to go over to ES, which is pretty much in the exact same scenario. We're going to clear this really quick, but pretty much the exact same thing. I think we had a stronger inversion on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly had a pretty strong inversion of that weekly bullish FEG. As you can see, we did close a little bit further below, but the weekly is still maintaining bullish order flow. But on ES, marked out, I have all-time high, previous week's low, this weekly low, and then moving down to the daily, it's the same thing. We had a shift daily. We inversed on the daily, that bullish fair value gap, as you can see right here. We inversed it, came back. We didn't retest it, but we ripped down from there, taking out this daily low. We have this daily low marked as well, but pretty much NQ and ES are in the same scenario. The daily has shifted strong bearish. So since we only got a very slight inversion, it's kind of hard to predict what we do from here. We're really just going to need to pay attention to the beginning of the week and see what happens from there. So when we get a slight inversion, which is barely, we didn't close strong below the inversion, we have two things that can happen. We can see price just continue to poke back in here and then continue to flush lower and take out those higher time frame draws and liquidity. We could see easily price come down and at least take out the previous week's low if it's going to respect this inverse. But when you get this slight inversion, we could see, since we swept out this daily low right here, we did sweep out a good amount of sell side liquidity. We could see an immediate break back in, a rotation back up, and a continuation to the upside. We're really going to need to see, our main thing is seeing what happens within this weekly fair value gap right here. So we really just have to pay attention to the beginning of the week and just see how the order flow starts to shift from there. Paying attention to the lower time frames, the 4 hour, the daily, all that stuff like that. So again, we look here, our weekly still technically in bullish order flow. We had a very slight inversion. We look on the daily, we are in bearish order flow, but we swept out a good amount of sell side liquidity. We had an extended push to the downside, as you can see right here. We could see some type of retracement before continuing down, or we could see a retracement and a continuation higher. It's really hard to predict right now, but these are kind of just the two scenarios I'm looking at. We either, let me clear them really quick just so I could talk you guys through it again. We either see price pullback into this weekly inversion, we continue to maintain bearish order flow in the lower time frame, and we could seek out the previous week's low, the daily low, weekly low, whichever one, and then maybe we see a recovery, after we take out some sell side, we have a reaction to the downside, we recover, and then we continue back up. Scenario number 2 is we immediately break back in, bulls take back over control, we get a nice shift in order flow, break and retest, and we see continuations back into all-time highs. Obviously, I don't know which scenario is going to play out, but we're just going to have to use these draws and liquidity as our targets and stuff like that. We're going to come into the day every single day with a kind of fresh approach and a fresh view on the market. So for main draws and liquidity, obviously our first sell side major target is going to be this previous week's low, and for buy side it's going to be this daily high right here and then the previous week's high, obviously. So again, we're going to really want to see what happens here at the beginning of the week. If price comes into this inverse, continues to respect, we could see a continuation lower before an eventual, retracement back up, or just a continuation even lower. Or if we immediately break back in, we swept out sell side, as you can see, we might have a break back in, come up, take out whatever, and then maybe rotate back down. It's really going to be how price reacts off of this weekly fair value gap. We're really going to have to pay close attention to that. So again, just have these areas marked on your charts. You have all-time high, which is the weekly high, previous week's high, previous week's low, and these draws down here. And really just paying attention what happens in this weekly fair value gap, at the start of the week. So should be an interesting week. Again, we had an extended sell-off, so I'm really curious to see what happens from here. But let's get into the news, and we'll take it day by day. Again, there's really not much going on with the news, so I can't really, give a strict plan right now. Monday, we have no news. I'll be on the charts, but I'll probably most likely just be on eval on Monday, just because Tuesday is a bank holiday. So personally for me, there's really not much going on Monday. I'll probably just be on the charts. If anything, I'll take eval trades, but I'll probably just be watching price just in general. Nothing crazy on Monday for me. I'm not trying to allocate a bunch of risk on Monday. Tuesday, we have a USD bank holiday, Veterans Day, I believe it is. We have Remembrance Day in Canada, but we have bank holiday on Tuesday. I won't be trading on Tuesday. Now we go to Wednesday. We have no major news. We just have FOMC member Waller speaking right now. Orange folder, 10:20. This will be a normal trading day for me. I'll be back on the markets regular on Wednesday. Thursday, we have tentative CPI and unemployment claims. Again, this could get wiped, of course, so we're going to have to wait for that day to even see what's going to happen. We really don't know because all the red folders pretty much been getting wiped because of the government situation. And then Friday, again, tentative news. We don't know if this is going to get wiped or if this is going to play out. We have PPI scheduled and retail sales, but it's tentative, so we don't even know, if that's going to play out. So we're going to have to take it day by day. If you guys want updates, I post in the Discord what I'm doing every single day. So for the live updates and stuff like that, go join the Discord. But again, Monday, eval, if anything, we'll just be kind of just seeing what's going on with price. Tuesday, not really trading. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be normal trading days, but we're going to have to wait for the morning, kind of see what's going on, and then approach from there to have a plan to see if that red folder is going on or not. So that's it for me, guys. Again, just have these areas marked onto your charts. No strict bias coming into the week. We did break structure on the daily. We have had a strong shift to the downside, so we're going to have to pay attention, kind of see if price recovers from here. It's kind of like one of those areas where we really need to see what price is going to do. It's like a crucial area. Either price is going to recover here, or it's going to dump lower. I mean, it seems pretty simple to say, but this is the area where it's going to happen. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.